to a young girl, not just away from home, but in a completely strange island. Brother Awa has what I call Mother Cameroon for a life partner. It may be different for those coming in with J1 visas who have made the prerequisite for the USMLEs or medical board exams. But if you write these exams here on the continent, it's no secret that you need hands-on experience to gain access into the health system. Brother Awa provides all that and even more: psychological uplifting. My numbers may be totally off, but at the Maryland Medical Professional Building where I served, it was a cruising volume with the walks in and the patient load that we saw from dawn till dusk. Just listen to this, guys. It happened during my residency in Cleveland, Ohio. I was at lunch in our neighborhood Wendy's with a cardiology resident from Baltimore. Here is what story she carried from home in Baltimore for her professional counterpart. She had recently said something to her sick dad, and for the first time in her medical studies, the dad responded, "Maybe you are a real doctor, because that's what my doctor said." As it turned out, Dad's doctor was none other than Dr. NKWANYUO of Utah Street, in Baltimore. Could anyone be more hilarious? I went off. He's my brother. I trained with him. He was my mentor. It's for my country. I had all these things. I couldn't stop. So even to non-medics, Dr. Nkwanyo is really an embodiment of the Hippocratic Oath. How often do we hear of patient-doctor lawsuits? This guy starts his day in prayer. His patients say he will stay on the phone until he can hear you recovered and healthy again. He needs to actually hear it in your speech, not just see and examine you. Isn't it real luck to be his patient? This is not a graduation ceremony for medical students, but I would like to reiterate our oath so that every ordinary person can see that medical practice is the concern of both the patient and the physician, as I believe our dear brother truly represents. At the end, please ask yourselves if this oath is not Dr. Nkwanyo himself. The oath of Hippocrates. I do solemnly swear by whatever I hold most sacred that I'll be loyal to the profession of medicine and just and generous to its members. That I'll lead my life and practice my art in uprightness and honor. That unto whatsoever home I shall enter, it shall be for the good of the sick and the well to the utmost of my power. And that I'll hold myself aloof from wrong and from corruption and from tempting of others to vice. That I'll exercise my art solely for the care of patients and the prevention of disease, and will give no drug and perform no operation for a criminal purpose, and far less suggest such thing. That whatsoever I shall see or hear of the lives of men, which is not fit to be spoken, I will keep inviolably secret. These things I do promise, and in proportion as I am faithful to this oath, my happiness and good repute be ever mine, the opposite, if I shall be forsworn. Thank you, Mr. Everybody's Doctor.
she needed no introduction. As we go throughout the evening, and as we arrive at the highlight of this evening where we present Dr. Nkwanyo with an award, you'll see why through our spotlight on Dr. Nkwanyo, the video documentary. The next person I'm about to introduce, ladies and gentlemen, to get us a bit upbeat this evening as we wait for the next series of our speakers, is again another Cameroonian that I'm really proud of, who's another artist amongst us. As you see, we don't only have doctors that we honor, we also have phenomenal artists. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to put your hands together to none other than Amisa Amisa. We hope the DJ is ready. Let's show her some love. Thank you.
Yeah.
program. I really am so apologetic that we didn't have a larger room at this hotel. So maybe we'll have to request something larger next year for the 2011 Lifetime Achievement Award. I'm going to call a family member to come up at this time. And then we're going to fast forward just to status everybody and get I don't believe we have the next speaker here, the Montgomery County Council representative in the person of Councilwoman Valerie Irwin, to make some presentations and awards. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to hang on to your seats because the real deal is still coming up when we bring up the spotlight on Dr. Nkwanyo, presented by the keynote this evening. So ladies and gentlemen, without much ado, there's this young lady here who is, as I understand, the ear of our honoree. Please put your hands together for Mrs. Beatrice Tyree. She's all the way at the end there. Come on out.
To all municipal and state representatives here, to the representative of the Cameroon government represented by the Embassy of the Cameroon government in the United States, to the committee, friends of DOC, to our family, to each and every member here. Welcome. In representing the Nkwanyo family, I stand on the shoulders of giants. And two of those giants, in their union, my grandfather, the late Napoleon Enompa Nkwanyo, my grandmother, the late Sarah Mwenge Ekote Bonli Nkwanyo, in that union, gave us the gift that keeps giving. In the name of Dr. Joseph Nkwanyo. I am his niece and love him to death. He's got tons of nieces in here, nephews represented. And I'll tell you, the first white doll I had with locks of blonde hair was bought by him when I was 8 years old. The matriarch of our family is in here, and so I'm not here as the most competent person to represent this family. I'm probably just here because no one really wanted to do it. They might be too full of emotions. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you guys the matriarch of the Nkwanyo family, Sister Emily Nkwanyo. And a woman I'm proud to call my mother. Now you see, Uncle Lawa is the only one who thought in a family full of Presbyterians, it was okay for him to be a Baha'i. He's also the only one who thought in a very traditional family, he could attempt to marry an Iranian woman in Cameroon. However, that didn't go on so well, and he really never attempted it. But the story tonight is also a story that I'd like to borrow from Martin Luther King, Strength to Love, 1963. And I'll take a quote. "The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands in times of challenge and controversy. Each and every person in this room who came in here with love and purpose knows the agony we went through a few years ago when Doc was ill. We were all shaken to the core. But the one thing that rose out of that was a measure of love that I had not seen in the longest time. There are two very fervent women in his life. These women are women whom the one of them he totally reveres, the other one he truly fusses with. But the profound amount of love that we saw pulled us all together as a family and made us appreciate that love is all we need to get through life, to get through illness, to get through just about any obstacle. And through that, you come to recognize who are your friends and who are truly the people who've been put into your life for God's purpose. Sister Emily is the kind of a sister everyone should have. She lives with me in Chicago, and she wakes up at 5 o'clock in the morning and does nothing but pray for her brothers, and told a lot of family members whom I tell her are grown men. But as far as she's concerned, she needs to continue nurturing them. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're gonna go to a battlefront, there's someone else you need. You need someone who can carry that shield and carry your sword and give you unconditional love, unconditional favor, give you a pillar you can lean on. Ladies and gentlemen, I present my aunt, Ms. Gwendolyn Nkwanyo. Can you please stand? No one in this family gives as much as Gwen gives to everyone. And I'd like to say, and also borrow from Sidney Poitier, the measure of a man. The measure of a man is not in his accomplishments. The measure of a man is not in his degrees, nor his houses. The measure of a man is in how he relates to his family. The true measure of a man is how he also gives to his community. Uncle Lawa recognized early on that he had a purpose, and he found his purpose and his assignment in life, and he's been blessed enough to honor it. Because you see, a return on investment is not only a corporate dictum, but it is a God-given role that we need to play. When God gives you a talent, you need to be able to show gratitude. You need to be able to give the gift that will keep giving. In his spirit of excellence, in his spirit of compassion, he's been a magic wand within the family. He's touched every single one of us in a very special way. And bro, every single one in this family has a special spot for you. And thank you for being who you are. And I know there's no two who would ever know you like Nana and Victor. Thank you for being that for them. And for those of us in the family who live out of town, I'd like to truly thank our family members who are within the Maryland area. When we were growing up, we were known as Sister Nkwanyo's triplets. Myself, Mrs. Martha Nkwanyo Ayok, who's here in the house, and Agi Nkwanyo Tasinda. He loved us, he babied us, and I'm so glad that Martha is in the area to continue to be another pillar that he can lean on. I am so glad that Auntie Mbamba is always there to be someone he can call when maybe sometimes he can't reach us on the phone. Uncle Lekote is always around for him to be able to run errands. Now, the Nkwanyo family is limitless. It's practically a corporation. And this corporation has truly developed a lot of different arms. I'd like to recognize the Burnley family, who's our family, and who've been so supportive of their uncle. I'd like to recognize the Ndive family, who are here, and these are all different structures of our conglomerate. In the interest of time, the one request our family would have is to try to figure out how we're going to pay this forward. Because all of this would mean nothing if all of us cannot take something from Uncle Awa's life and see how we could emulate that. So therefore, his love, his compassion, his selflessness is a clarion call. And I'll borrow from President Barack Obama, in which he says, brick by brick, callous hand by callous hand, together, ordinary men can do extraordinary things. He has done an extraordinary thing. If you're a hairdresser, reach out to someone else and help do their hair. If you're an attorney, reach out to someone else and help with a legal brief. If you're a nurse, reach out to someone else and show compassion. If you're a driver, reach out to someone else and give them a ride. It's all about paying it forward and passing the baton. I will be remiss if I do not make us all recognize that not only as Africans, we all know that the man is the head of the household, but there's something else we always forget, that there's a neck. And really, without your neck, the head is practically has no sense of direction. In the past few years, our family has been blessed with the most beautiful, the most compassionate, the most loving, the most fervent, profound, spirited woman, a woman whom I love and I think of as the Proverbs 31 woman. A woman whom, without her love, I don't think my uncle will be where he is today. Manfred, the Tumban family, we want to recognize you. We want to thank you for blessing us. And we want you, as the head of the Tumban family, to thank Pastor Papa in the village for handing us a blessing that has complemented our gift that will continue to keep giving. I thank you all, I salute you, and may God bless you.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a wonderful evening. You all know that the only corporate entity you cannot divorce yourself from is your family. You can quit that club whenever you don't want to be a member again. You can leave that group if you don't feel like associating with them anymore. But you could never leave your family because there is a bloodline that you did not produce. So for the Dr. Nkwanyuo's family, let's give up one more time for producing such a wonderful man. Dr. Nkwanyuo is recognized not only by individuals or communities or nations. He's also recognized by state institutions. And that tells you that his benevolence of spirit, his benevolence of mind, his benevolence of heart stretches beyond limitations. Therefore, I'd like to call on the councilwoman from Montgomery County to come up here and present a recognition by Montgomery County for Dr. Nkwanyuo.
My name is Valerie Irvin. I'm the council member from Montgomery County. I'm the vice president of the county council. I'm standing here with a dear friend of mine, a gentleman to my left, Joseph Iyong, who is the special assistant in my office from the Cameroonian community. And without him, I wouldn't have made it over to Prince George's County tonight. And I have to tell you how full my heart is this evening, just by being in your presence this evening. And as I was saying to Joseph, next year when you do your second annual Lifetime Achievement Award, I would hope that you would take a look at Montgomery County and let us host you next year. You know, I had not met Dr. Nkwanyuo until this evening, but that's okay, because he is a man who is known by his deeds all over the Washington, D.C. region. And I am very pleased this evening, on behalf of all 9 members of the Montgomery County Council, to be here to present a proclamation on behalf of all of us in Montgomery County who are so proud of all of the great deeds of Dr. Nkwanyuo and his beautiful wife. And so let me read you the proclamation, and then I will present that award. And I also have a proclamation as well from Senator Paul Sarbanes, who was not able to be with us this evening, but I will read it on his behalf. Whereas a person whose initiatives and commitment to service through hard work, selfless contributions, and great accomplishments can have a great impact on the immediate beneficiaries and many of those around them. And whereas Joseph A. Nkwanyuo, an intern, is commonly known as Doc, and for some simply as Bro, and by others and in more fondly referenced as Awa, has for 35 years impacted the lives of many in the Cameroonian community of the Mid-Atlantic area of the United States, where he has mentored, counseled, provided medical care and intervention, and served on various interest groups with no regard for monetary benefit. And whereas Dr. Nkwanyuo, in his role as an AIDS specialist at Maryland General Hospital, has advocated for increased awareness of the virus that is spreading rapidly in the African American community. And whereas Dr. Nkwanyuo continues to define what community service is with his ever upbeat, energetic, and jovial manner, as he offers a model to others in his manner that a person's greatness is a measure of their service to others. And whereas although they feel they could never repay Dr. Nkwanyuo for all he has done, his friends and many of those he has helped and guided have joined together to honor him and present him with a Lifetime Achievement and Community Service Award to recognize all that he has accomplished. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the County Council of Montgomery County, Maryland, hereby proclaims congratulations to Dr. Joseph Nkwanyu for receiving the 2010 Lifetime Achievement and Community Service Award, and be it therefore further resolved that the Montgomery County Council joins with the Cameroon community, his professional colleagues, friends, and family in saluting a generous, selfless, and compassionate man whose greatest tribute is being known in his community as Doctor to All. Presented on this third day of April in the year 2010, signed by Council President Nancy Florian. Thank you. I have one other. This is very short. This is from the Honorable John P. Sarbanes, the 3rd Congressional District of Maryland's Certificate of Special Recognition, presented to Dr. Joseph A. Nkwanyu. For 35 years, you have been a tireless servant in the community, and your outstanding commitment to the public good is truly inspiring. Congratulations on being honored with the Lifetime Achievement and Community Service Award, signed by John P. Sarbanes, Member of Congress.
Let's wait for the good doctor to take his seat. Moving right along, I'm going to do 2-4-1 this evening. I'm going to be calling Michael A. Jackson, from Sheriff of Prince George's County, and Dr. Samuel P. to do the next presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome these two fine gentlemen for me.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. You are in Prince George's County, and I am still the sheriff. What an icebreaker that is, huh? Honestly, I don't even know what my ticket book is, really. Well, on behalf of the men and women of the Office of the Sheriff, I am truly honored to be here this evening. And before I get to the moment that I'm here for, Madam Councilwoman from our neighbors in Montgomery County, nice try. But next year, I will be the county executive of this county. And I have no intentions of allowing this great group of people who have welcomed me to travel outside of my county. All right, to business, to business. Let me thank this great African community for inviting me to join you all here tonight. I am particularly pleased to honor someone who I not only have admired from afar, but we have something in common. You know, we're brothers in the world of academia. Our good doctor graduated from the Johns Hopkins University, and so did I. While I am not a doctor yet, I think I'm enjoying this a little bit. I am an adjunct professor at Johns Hopkins University. Dr. Nkwanyo, your educational professional pursuits coupled with your dedication to public service makes you a role model, not only in this community, but also in the greater American community. Thank you for your work on AIDS and HIV. Thank you for treating the uninsured patients. Thank you for helping Thank you for helping low-income families with their health needs. Thank you for going above and beyond to pool your medical colleagues to offer free medical services and procedures to those who cannot afford it. Now, in a profession that has been defined by dollars, that money thing, your care and selfless dedication to your patients, especially the underprivileged, is a breath of fresh air, sir. Now, my grandmother used to say something, and I believe I have it right. The greatest gift ever bestowed upon mankind is that of giving. And she used to always say, as soon as we learn to give, the better off our world will be. Amen. Your expertise and services and the gathering of this wonderful community today are a vindication of my belief that diversity is our strength in this great county, state, and nation. I thank the African community for all you do and look forward to working with you as I aspire to become the next county executive of this great county. You all caught that? All right. Okay. Doctor, if you would, I have a proclamation for you. Whereas Dr. Joseph Nkwanyo is a distinguished physician who graduated at the top of his class, and whereas Dr. Nkwanyo is being recognized for his commitment to service as community doctor for 35 years, and whereas he has mentored countless young medical interns and nurses, whereas he has organized a conference on HIV/AIDS for Cameroonian healthcare professionals, and whereas he has provided highly specialized care for uninsured and underinsured patients, and whereas he has featured in in newspaper and television shows for his work in public health and HIV/AIDS, and whereas Dr. Nkwanyo's friends and families have joined together to celebrate 35 years of dedicated service to the communities and citizens of the state of Maryland. Now, therefore, I, Michael Jackson, Sheriff of Prince George's County, do hereby proclaim Saturday, April 3rd, 2010 as a day of celebration. Congratulations, sir.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am here to represent the County Executive for Prince George's County, the Honorable Jack B. Johnson, who is celebrating his birthday today and is out of state, and he asked me to present this proclamation to Dr. Nkwanyo. It reads, whereas the office of the County Executive for Prince George's County, Maryland wishes to recognize Dr. Joseph Nkwanyo as he is honored with the 2010 Lifetime Achievement Award in Community Service, and whereas Dr. Joseph Nkwanyu's kind-heartedness and commitment to others and his community has impacted the lives of numerous citizens and residents of Prince George's County and surrounding areas, whereas Dr. Joseph Nkwanyo is commended for providing 35 years of unselfish and honorable service to individuals, families, uninsured and uninsured citizens and residents of Maryland. He strives for excellence and goes above and beyond the call of duty providing his medical expertise and services to many. And whereas Dr. Joseph Nkwanyo is a role model to many, he has mentored and counseled countless medical interns and nurses to help them in their professional development. He has organized conferences on HIV/AIDS and successfully provided highly specialized care for uninsured and underinsured patients. And whereas Dr. Nkwanyo is applauded for devoting many years of his time, efforts, expertise, and contributions to helping others and strengthening the minds and leadership qualities of young men and women in Prince George's County and surrounding areas, now, therefore, I, Jack B. Johnson, County Executive for Prince George's County, Maryland, do hereby recognize Dr. Joseph A. Nkwanyo and proclaim the 3rd day of April 2010 as a day to celebrate and honor as he is awarded the 2010 Lifetime Achievement Award. Father, I extend my best wishes for continued success. Ladies and gentlemen, here you have it.
As you can see, we're going up the feeding chain. Governor O'Malley could not be here today, but he certainly wanted to put in his representation. So I'm going to call on Mrs. Valentina Okwoma, the chairwoman from the Governor's Commission on African Affairs. Ladies and gentlemen, please make her feel welcome.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's been quite an exciting evening. I bring you greetings from our governor of the great state of Maryland, Governor Martin O'Malley, and the members of the Governor's Commission on African Affairs. We are here tonight to celebrate the accomplishment of a distinguished member of our community, whose song we should all be proud to sing here in diaspora and in Africa. I am sure that most of you sitting here have been touched in one way or the other by the humanitarian work done by Dr. Nkwanyo, as exhibited by all the speakers tonight. His exemplary work speaks for itself, and I can't even begin to count all of them. And I'm sure more people will be touching on several aspects of his work as we move along throughout the evening. Dr. Nkwanyo, our governor, is touched by and proud of everything you've accomplished and by being a doctor for all. You have done great work in your community, and by so doing, you've honored the state of Maryland. Our community wishes that there will be many more like you. In appreciation of your work, I am honored and really deeply humbled to be here today to present this proclamation on behalf of the Governor of Maryland, Governor Martin O'Malley. The State of Maryland, Governor of the State of Maryland, to Joseph A. Nkwanyo, MD, MPH, greetings. Be it known that on behalf of the citizens of this great state, in recognition of your distinguished record as a respected member of the medical profession and the commitment you have demonstrated to individuals and families in Maryland, especially to the uninsured and the underinsured citizens in need of assistance, with congratulations on your selection to receive the 2010 Lifetime Achievement Award in Community Service. And as the people of Maryland, join me in honoring you for your initiative and commitment to service and the contributions you have made to our state. We are pleased to confer upon you this governor's citation, given under the Great Seal of Maryland on this day, the 3rd day of April, 2010. Signed, Governor Martin O'Malley, Governor, Lieutenant Brown, Lieutenant Governor, and the Secretary of the State of Maryland.